All right, homosexuals, come pop a squat. This is a hefty one today, and no, if you could guess it, it is not because of the weights. I'm making a big decision today, and it's gonna seem really simple, sure, but it means a lot to me because it has to do with the longevity of my lifting career and making my body safe and making sure that the gym remains a positive influence on my daily life. The snatches started off okay. Like, honestly, I had a lot of pretty shit reps. I'm sure you'll see it. You know, I am not very proud of the effort I was putting in today, if I'm being completely honest. And, you know, there were some good ones. I gotta give myself the credit that's there. You know, there were definitely not all bad reps by any means. I was locking them out like every single rep. They were all technical makes. That's what's important. But to my typical standard, the whippage, the lockout, the core, nothing really felt as in tuned as I wanted it to. And ever since yesterday, especially when my knee started flaring up again, I know that I blame that on me not doing anything on my rest day, but I think that my body is giving me some pretty clear telltale signs that an injury could still be impending. And I keep labeling my knee with soreness. And lifting while sore is fine, but I need to remind myself how sensitive and weak of a part of my body my quad tendon is, especially right now after just recently getting over tendinopathy in that knee. And the irritation never really went away now that I think about it. I think that ever since I got over it, it was more so I did the classic thing you're never supposed to do, and the moment you feel a slight inch of better, I automatically assumed that I was healed. And I tell everyone, I needed to be taking my own fucking advice some days. So I tell everyone, do not lift heavy, do not strength build if you feel any sort of pain. And using my brain, the logic part, and not just the I've made the most progress I've ever made, so I want to keep lifting heavy kind of brain, I know that my body is not doing well right now. It's clear. I pulled my left pec again in the same spot. That's a sign that I got back into it too early. And the first heavy week I have back on the normal program cycle, my knee flares up again. And that is the clearest indication your body could fucking give you to say, hey man, you are not gonna last much longer if you continue training the way you're doing. And that's what happened today. You know, when I got to the back squats, because I think, you know, Olympic lifting is not affected that much by my knee, just because the squatting part is so easy when it comes to the weight on a snatch or a clean and jerk. It's like barely 50% of my squat, you know? So I don't have to really worry about it that much. But then I have to realize that if my squats right now at 315 to 365 are feeling like shit, and I have all this phantom knee pain and constant worry about my knee getting worse and worse while I'm lifting, because if you can't focus and just lock in and throw heavy shit just to throw heavy shit in the moment while you're doing the lifts, and you're constantly thinking about possibly injuring yourself, you're probably going to get injured. That's why I stopped at 315 today on my squats. That set, I have never felt so unsure of my body's health. I sat there and I was like, although with the way that I've been training, I could try to push through it and say fuck it and just do it. In reality, I know that compared to my past self and what I've always trained for, that I am not lifting in a healthy manner right now. So all things considered, you know, physically I can't really give it like a clear score because I didn't get to lift like normal. But right now, you know, I'll give it a 6.8, you know? Not great. It's still way better than it could be. Don't get me wrong. I didn't feel like I was like literally gonna die today or anything like that, but it's the fact that every day I have slowly but surely gotten more and more fucked up. And it's an issue. It's not something that I can just sweep under the rug, because eventually, give it another month or two, I'm gonna have to squat 425 for 4 doubles on this program. And with what I've done, I did 445 for 4 on the last program. That's easy as long as my body can work with me. And at the time right now, I can't. I just can't. And that's not me saying I'm quitting by any fucking means. You know, no matter what, I'm gonna turn this shit around for the betterment of my body. You know, I need to get this shit back in order. But for the moment, I need to recognize my strengths and my limitations. And my strengths right now are with Olympic lifting, and my weaknesses are with powerlifting. My back squat, or any squat, and my bench press is really messed up right now. So instead of just sitting there and telling myself, oh, just wait till next week, it'll feel better. It'll feel better. If you have to tell yourself it'll feel better instead of it feels great right now, that's fucked. You know, you are on the way down if you are constantly banking on your future self to do better for you in the present moment. But either way, all things, after everything's said and done, mentally, you know, I know that you might see this and you're gonna think, oh, you must be so upset, you must be so pissed off and angry at life or your body for not being able to keep up with what you're doing. I was making the most progress I've ever made in my entire life, and then my body decided to shit a brick. But no, the moment I called it at 3:15 today, it was like a burden was lifted off of me. You know, it was something I didn't realize I needed until I finally pulled the trigger and gave my body the rest and recovery it deserves. You know, I immediately felt better because I was constantly, instead of being hyped up to hit these heavy sets, I was fucking terrified. And I'm never terrified of this shit. I'm excited to get under the weight. And I always tell you, my goal every day is to be able to crush my body with a smile on my face, with ease. Just to feel that shit and have fun, you know? And don't get me wrong, the Olympic lifts, they've been fine. But I gotta remind myself that the heavier I go in this program, it's only a matter of time until my knees are gonna get fucked. Because on clean and jerk, for example, I think I was estimated to go at least 305 for 4 singles at the end of the program before I max out. Now, again, if my body's in tune and we're chilling, I can crush that shit. And I know I can. But my knee is just not there, you know? And I gotta stop pretending like it is. Or more than that, that's the thing. I've convinced myself right now, I know that my knee is not good at the moment. It's not as strong as it needs to be to do a proper strength building program. So I've convinced myself that as long as I feel at 100% by the end of the program, it'll be fine. But again, if you're gonna bank on feeling better or doing better later in life, your standard is either gonna keep going up, or you're gonna, if you're eating shit right now, you're gonna keep doing worse and worse and worse every single week like I have right now. The first week back on the program, I felt wonderful. And I realize now it's not because my knee was back at 100%. It was still strained when I got back on the program, which was my first mistake. But that inch of being able to lift like I was the week prior, immediately my brain was like, I gotta get back on. I gotta do it. And that's why I'm so passionate about this shit. I can't help but force myself to believe that I can do it when my body is clearly telling me that I can't, you know? So, back to the mental. I didn't even fucking... I told you guys, you gotta stop me. You gotta make me fucking think about it. But I'm relieved. This is a good thing. I can now focus on doing slow tempo pause reps, reconditioning my body to be able to do this at 100% without constantly worrying about the program. because that was what was fucking me over. I was constantly doing what I needed to do for the sake of getting healthy again and feeling physically adapted to what had happened to me. But I realize now that strength building out the gate was not smart. My passion is with strength building programming. That is what I love to do. So, fucking forgive me if I had to take it a little far and do what I had to do. But no, it's random people just walk by. God damn it. Whatever. It's a great thing to be able to look at this perspective with positivity, knowing that one day, sooner than later, because I took the time right now to acknowledge it, I will be better. So mentally, we'll give it a 7.7. Still not as high as it's been, but I know that I can be on the way up if I allow myself to be. And I gotta get myself to a point again where I know what my 100% is. Because whenever I'd get injured in the past, I would always say I'm not coming back to strength building until I'm at 100%. Absolutely 100%, no matter what. No exceptions. No soreness, no tweakage, no slight little phantom knee pain. Nothing. I want to be able to fucking boom, 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 I want to be able to crush it every set and every rep without a second thought about my body, because this is supposed to just come naturally if you take care of it. And if I'm thinking about my body before I'm thinking about the lifts, then I can't build strength. That's just how it is. So, I think tomorrow I'm going to take a rest day just to make sure my knee can recover a bit. And beyond that, it's going to be a day or two. It just kind of depends on how I feel. I really don't want to just jump back into this shit like I did last time and rush into it. Even if I'm going to take the weight down and do the isometrics, eccentrics, I'm basically going to do the same exact program that I've always done, but I'm not going to worry about the sets. That was just for the sake of progressive overload with my strength building. So if I'm just trying to get healthy again and get back to 100%, I'm not going to worry about the sets. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe, I could do just singles or doubles for a while and just do a ton of sets there, or just a couple, Sometimes getting healthy, less is better than more occasionally, Doing 5 sets of 3 pause snatches or pause back squats at 5 sets of 6 might not be the best idea. It might be a better idea to just do what feels comfortable. Literally just, God, I'm getting deja vu from what I say to people now. The whole point of recovery is turn the brain off. Stop worrying about your program for a while. Don't turn the program brain back on until you know that you are fully 100% healed and there is no lack of confidence in what you're doing. This is supposed to be a fun time now. I can make this just as passionate as a time as it has been, but it's my fault that I've allowed myself to slip this way. So I have to take responsibility and put as much passion and enjoyment into these statistically lesser days. But I always tell you guys, it's not about the weight. It truly isn't. If I fucked up my body permanently, I would be doing anything physical that I could tomorrow. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what I'd be able to do, but I'd be trying to do something. So if I'm at a constant risk of messing up my body more and more and more every week, I've had close friends of mine who don't even lift. They've lifted 5 fucking times this year, if not the past 5 years, But they even look at me and they're like, you've been killing it every single day, and that's great. But recognize that almost every week you come back now with a new issue. Whether it's an actual injury or not, you've got some sort of complaint about your physical body. And I'm sitting there like, oh Jesus, the people who don't go to the gym are noticing that I'm fucking up my body and I'm not even adhering to it, So I gotta listen to it. I gotta take it for what it's giving me. I gotta see it as an opportunity to turn the brain off for a while, have fun. I'm not gonna worry about sets. I'm not gonna worry about reps. I'm not gonna worry about weight. I'm just gonna do what feels good. I'll have some days where I do some grip and rip, normal type reps, no pauses or anything. I'm gonna have some days where I do some pauses, some eccentrics, some isometrics, some anything. I can do whatever I want. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing after I get this rest day in, just make sure my body's okay, a day or two, is I'll probably continue doing the same programming, as in like the same kind of exercises every day. So like I'll have my snatch day, and then my back squat day with whatever with clean and jerk, and then a bench day with snatch, that kind of shit. The same kind of programming I've been doing to make sure that I remain consistent and maintain what strength that I can maintain right now, and the conditioning alone with doing those exercises every single day. I want to make sure I keep those up. But that doesn't mean I need to put my body's injury risk in the way of that, you know? I can just chill out, have fun, and do this exact same program. And, you know, I think I'm gonna do this for a good month. I think it's time that I look back on my past experiences and recognize what has worked. And the first time I almost injured my knees, I remember how bad it got one time. I almost blew my kneecap back when I was 18. And I took it was at least a month, if not a month and a half. And I didn't want to do it in the moment. But once I got into the rhythm of just enjoying it and committing to that kind of program for a while, it became fun. You know, it's the same consistency and the same discipline, but I got to enjoy a new form of passion that I hadn't gotten to do before. Same thing when I messed up my hand a year ago. I took a full 10 weeks off of Olympic lifting and just fully went into just doing any other lifts that I could do to make up for it. I was doing strapped front squats, zombie squats. I was just doing like, I used to just do like single rep sets where I'd sit at the bottom of the squat for as long as I could, just for fun. And I recovered the fastest that way, not because it's the most efficient or the most scientifically accurate, but because I just allowed myself to enjoy what my body could give me while maintaining that strength. And it's not as hard as you think to maintain the strength either. You really don't need to do that much weight. Like, you could probably do 50% and still be able to do the same weight when you come back, you know? You'd obviously have to build the progressive overload back up again, but it's muscle memory, man. If you go cold turkey, yeah, you're gonna be fucked up for a while. But if you continuously do the same kind of cycle with just really lightweight, you're not gonna get any weaker. You're just not gonna put on strength right now. And that's the whole point. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna enjoy it for what it is, and just get healthy again. So that I can bring it back to you guys and be like, I squatted 500, look at that shit, with ease. That's what I wanna do. I benched 365 with ease. That's what I wanna do, you know? I don't wanna worry about the weight or my body crumbling. I wanna be able to crush that shit and just do it. No thoughts in the brain, all passion. So, I've gone on long enough. I don't know how long it's been. Sorry for the longer video, but I had shit to say, you know? I appreciate anybody who wanted to stick around, hear me out, you know? You know how it is, but let me know how the lifts and the lives have been going. I love hearing about it. And we're on the way up. It always seems like, in times like this, it can always seem like you're on the way down, but the moment you take that time to realize and accept responsibility for your body and what needs to be done in the present moment, while also trying to enjoy it with the maximum amount of passion that you can, I'm gonna get there. And it's gonna be sooner than later, because I'm taking the time right fucking now to do that shit. So, I love you guys, you know? I'll let you know when I'm coming back. It'll probably be day after tomorrow, if not the day after that. But we're gonna get there. That's all I got, you know? 100% every fucking day. That's me. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.